a Chi-town cop. Ever since my great-grandfather, Officer Antonio DeLuca, conspired with Al Capone to bootleg whiskey, the DeLuca men have protected and served the good citizens of Chicago. They raise families in Bridgeport and hang out at a cop bar called Mickey's. Most are honest cops, and a few have deep pockets. But Uncle Joey is special. He drives a red Ferrari and wears tailor-made Italian suits. He's got the Midas touch. I'm not saying my uncle's a dirty cop. I like to think he's resourceful. Uncle Joey has friends in low places. I'm not privy to their hijinks, and I don't ask him how he turns copper to gold. It's not my business. And even if it was, I wouldn't say anything. If there's one thing we DeLucas understand, it's how to keep our big mouths shut. I'll probably never know why my house was a steal. On an eerie night, when the wind howls, I wonder if one of Joey's badass friends buried a body in the basement, or maybe deep in the garden beneath the blood-red roses. That's when I light a candle, burn a little sage, and remind myself that before I moved in, Father Timothy doused the crap out of the place with holy water. Then I rest in peace. I drove home, and when I stepped inside, a beagle charged full bore from the kitchen, leash dangling from her teeth. Inga's my partner at the agency. She's smart, with a shrewd nose for crime. Left unchecked, she's likely to eat the evidence. I knelt and scratched her ears. Give me 15 minutes and we'll go for a run. I want to print these pics for our client. Inga flashed a goofy grin and led the way to my office. I slipped the memory card from my camera into the laptop, and rows of Sheldon's soft man breasts appeared on the screen. Yikes. Curly, honey-colored tufts of hair circled the nipples. I chose a half-dozen poses from pole girl's gyrating hips to circus girl riding her Sheldon pony. Then I printed the 8x10 glossies and tucked them inside a manila envelope. Delivering the evidence can be the most difficult part of a hotshot PI's job. My clients hire me to confirm or negate their suspicions. When a suspected partner proves faithful, I buy a bottle of champagne and happy dance to my client's door. But when the pics expose betrayal, it's devastating for the jilted lover, and gut-wrenching for the messenger as well. I tied my hair in a ponytail and changed into soft peach velour sweats and running shoes. Inga darted ahead and waited at the door. I snapped up the frisbee and yellow envelope. We'll play in the park before running these pics to our client's house. Inga made a face. I don't expect tears from this client. Dory's a no-nonsense woman. We might have to dissuade her from taking an axe to her husband. Inga's white-tipped tail beat the door. I reached for the knob and heard the metallic clink of a key turning the lock. The tail wagged harder. You're fired as a watchdog. The door opened, and Mama swept inside bearing gifts. Inga howled joyfully, and Mama squeezed her cheek. Sausage for my favorite granddog. She stuffed a fat one in Inga's mouth. Inga groaned, and her eyes rolled back in her head. Mama dangled the Tupperware in my face. For you, Katerina, cannoli, drizzled in chocolate. My fave. A yummy sound almost escaped my lips. I choked it back down and narrowed my eyes. Mama widened hers, all innocent-like. What's going on, Mama? You cut me off. You said no cannoli for a month. Did I? You were mad as a wet cat. I skipped a meeting you set up with Father Timothy. You told him I want to reserve the church for a wedding. Mama wagged a finger. It's not nice to stand up a priest. But I forgive you. Mama thrust the Tupperware in my arms. I should have stuffed it back in hers, but I couldn't bring myself to. Yet I resisted cradling the container greedily. Mama is, hands down, the best cook in South Chicago. Her unrivaled cannoli can drop a grown man to his knees. Food is Mama's power. She uses it to keep her brood close. There are 237 square miles of Chicagoland real estate, and Mama sucks her 5 kids in. We can almost smell her ciabatta baking from our porches. She is ruthless. I flashed my left hand in her face.